You want some? Come get some. My name is John Cena. And Cena. I am right here. I do not back down from any challenge. I fear nothing and regret less. Love or hate, you cannot debate that I am in the center of sports entertainment, and I am surrounded by all of you. Ruthless aggression.
This marks the day John Cena made his official WWE debut. What followed was an extraordinary journey, establishing him as a global icon and securing his legacy alongside the legends, with achievements that extend far beyond the wrestling ring. However, before we delve into that pivotal June day, it's essential to understand how John Cena reached this milestone. Born in West Newbury, Massachusetts, Cena faced challenges right from the start. His father recounted how his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck 3 times, creating a tense situation for both him and his mother. Yet Cena has always persevered. He entered the world on April the 23rd, 1977, marking the beginning of a legend. Cena's passion for wrestling was inspired by his father, an avid fan of the sport. He was drawn to the larger-than-life personas that filled the ring. Many are familiar with the iconic image of him holding a makeshift championship. In his youth, he idolized wrestlers like the Road Warriors, Hulk Hogan, and the Ultimate Warrior. Growing up with 4 brothers, watching wrestling often turned into chaotic playtime as they would wrestle each other with unrestrained enthusiasm. In addition to wrestling, Cena had a deep appreciation for sports. His grandfather, Tony Lupian, played in Major League Baseball. However, Cena's childhood was often challenging, marked by bullying. He struggled to fit in, facing remarks like, "Why don't you dress like us?" To which he confidently replied, "I prefer my own style."
As a kid, I was lanky, I was skinny, I was a dork. I used to get picked on all the time. All the kids used to make fun of me.
Embracing hip-hop culture, he chose bold, unconventional outfits that unfortunately made him a target for further teasing. To counter this, he requested weights for Christmas at the age of 12, sparking his interest in bodybuilding. After completing high school, Cena attended Springfield College, where he played football as a center, donning number 54. Despite his participation, he never saw football as a long-term career, believing he was too small. His focus remained on bodybuilding. He graduated with a degree in exercise physiology and headed to California, hoping for greater opportunities in the fitness world. Life was tough there. He lived out of his 1991 Lincoln Continental due to financial constraints while working at Gold's Gym, pulling long shifts from early morning until midnight. Cena's journey took a turn when he appeared in a Gold's Gym commercial and as an uncredited extra in the film Ready to Rumble. One day, while at Gold's Gym, he was approached by former WWF wrestler Mike Bell, who suggested he try out for Ultimate Pro Wrestling, WWE's developmental territory. Cena accepted the challenge, trained hard, and developed a character known as the Prototype, a combination of man and machine embodying chaos. Initially inexperienced, Cena received training from Christopher Daniels and Mike Bell. Upon joining UPW, he felt an immediate sense of belonging. He captured the UPW Heavyweight Championship and continued wrestling there until 2001, when he was signed by Jim Ross for Ohio Valley Wrestling. OVW was known for refining talents for WWE television. Cena joined a prestigious class alongside Randy Orton, Batista, and Brock Lesnar. Jim Ross praised Cena for his respectfulness, strong work ethic, and positive demeanor, although he was still considered inexperienced in the ring. Cena's dedication stemmed from his football days, where he was known for being the first to arrive and the last to leave. He naturally excelled in character work and commanded attention on screen. Jim Ross informed Vince McMahon that he had just signed a future main event star, but Vince was skeptical, critiquing Cena's physique and dismissing him. To Vince's surprise, Cena was completely drug-free. Eventually, WWE recognized Cena's potential in OVW. He began participating in dark matches and house shows, appearing on programs like Velocity, Sunday Night Heat, and Jacked. At that time, Vince McMahon was ushering in the ruthless aggression era, asking who had the tenacity to become the next top star as the company transitioned from the previous Attitude Era. Ironically, just days later, John Cena would make his debut. This match came together because The Undertaker was ill and unable to compete against Kurt Angle. Cena recalled receiving orders from Vince McMahon to get a haircut.
Afterward, he entered the ring looking incredibly generic, moving away from his prototype gimmick, which McMahon and Bruce Pritchard disapproved of, adopting his real name, John Cena. Facing Kurt Angle, Cena was asked what he brought to the table to compete with the best. He famously replied, "Ruthless aggression," before slapping Kurt. The match, while resulting in a loss for Cena, showcased his resilience. Following this, The Undertaker's handshake in a backstage segment further solidified Cena's credibility, leading many to believe he was being handed opportunities.
Despite this initial push, Cena struggled to connect with the audience. His character lacked depth, primarily characterized by his color-coordinated ring attire. By late 2002, his career was at a crossroads.
I really didn't know who I was. And I didn't have personality. I just kept being this guy. It was just uninteresting.
Although he secured his first pay-per-view victory against Chris Jericho at Vengeance 2002, he described this phase as a significant failure. After the ruthless aggression promo and that fateful slap, Cena felt he failed to capitalize on the momentum. In late November, as WWE began talent cuts, he was warned of his impending release due to lackluster performance. Cena believed he was on his last European tour when he joined Rikishi and Rey Mysterio on a bus, where they began freestyling. To everyone's surprise, Cena showcased impressive freestyle skills, leading to laughter and camaraderie. Stephanie McMahon, the creative director of SmackDown, overheard him and asked how he remembered his rhymes. Cena explained it was all improvised. Impressed, she encouraged him to rap on TV, giving Cena a second chance just before his potential dismissal. Thus began his transformation into the Doctor of Thugonomics. The gimmick debuted on a Halloween episode of SmackDown, with Cena dressing as Vanilla Ice. Gradually, his persona evolved, embracing hip-hop culture through bucket hats and clever raps about various topics. Although initially underestimated, Cena's unique style resonated with audiences, blending humor and confidence into a successful character. He initiated challenges against wrestlers like Rikishi and Los Guerreros, keeping himself relevant. Cena even adapted Brock Lesnar's F5 and renamed it the FU, which later evolved into the Attitude Adjustment. At WrestleMania 19 in 2003, he was supposed to engage in a rap battle, but the segment was cut, leading him to perform for cardboard cutouts instead. Following this, he faced Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, ultimately losing. Nevertheless, Cena continued to grow, taking on top talents like The Undertaker and Eddie Guerrero. By late 2003, following a heel turn, Cena shifted back to a face character leading into Survivor Series. He began gaining recognition as a significant figure, appealing to fans with his authenticity. As he left the ring, fans wanted more, mimicking his hand gestures and retro jerseys. What endeared Cena to fans was his ability to deliver witty insults in his raps, often pushing boundaries. His natural charisma and clever wordplay made him stand out. Though some worried his rapper persona might limit his career, they soon realized how wrong they were. By early 2004, Cena was positioned as a key player in WWE. He reached the final 6 in the Royal Rumble, and although he didn't win, he set his sights on the Big Show and the US title at WrestleMania 20, where he received a massive reception and secured his first singles championship. That same night, Brock Lesnar exited WWE, prompting the company to reassess its future stars. For Cena, 2004 was a pivotal year. The Doctor of Thugonomics was thriving, and he popularized the phrase word life. During this period, he also worked on his debut rap album, You Can't See Me. The album's concept was inspired by a dance his brother dared him to do on TV, leading to Cena's iconic hand gesture, symbolizing that no one was on his level. As he pumped his Reeboks before performing the FU, it was hard not to appreciate his charisma. He appeared in music videos, garnered recognition from various artists, and featured in commercials. By early 2004, Cena had firmly entered the mainstream. Towards the end of 2004, Cena began transitioning from the Doctor of Thugonomics to Chain Gang Cena, maintaining some of his coolness while fully embracing a babyface persona. Throughout that year, he remained in the mid-card but started gaining substantial fan support. He won the US title 3 times, feuding with notable opponents like Booker T and Carlito, and even introduced a spinner design for the US title, which quickly became a hit with younger fans. As the year wound down, WWE recognized Cena's potential, casting him in the film The Marine. In storyline, he was written off due to a stabbing incident, a peculiar choice for his exit.
Upon his return, he reclaimed the US title, marking early 2005 as the beginning of his rise. During this time, Cena began fulfilling Make-A-Wish requests, expressing his desire to use his platform positively. In 2002, he had assured WWE, "If you ever need me, I'm here." But back then, few would have imagined his future success. Fast forward 3 years, and he was on the brink of unprecedented fame. Vince McMahon was re-evaluating potential top stars, with John Cena and Dave Bautista as the leading candidates. At the 2005 Royal Rumble, Cena made it to the final two, but was eliminated by Bautista. However, his journey was far from over. Cena won a tournament against Kurt Angle to earn a title shot against JBL at WrestleMania 21.
The rebellious spirit of Cena captivated audiences. His antics, such as vandalizing JBL's limo, endeared him to fans. At WrestleMania 21, he achieved his crowning moment, standing atop the WWE as champion. After WrestleMania, it became evident that Cena was the face of the company. His merchandise sales soared, and he introduced the spinner WWE Championship, a concept he originated himself. While some fans were critical of the title design, years later, Cena would reveal it became one of the most sought-after championships in WWE history. The spinner title also featured prominently in Cena's album, released in May 2005, which contained 17 tracks co-written with his cousin, The Trademark. Originally, 85 songs were recorded, but only a select few made it to the album, which debuted at number 15 on the Billboard charts, selling over 143,000 copies in its first week and going platinum. It's remarkable to think that a WWE wrestler achieved such a milestone with a rap album. The album also included his now famous theme song, The Time Is Now, which elicits varied reactions from fans. It features a reference to Amadou Diallo, a victim of a tragic police shooting in 1999, which sparked national outrage. The opening riff samples Ante Up by M.O.P., which Cena chose to energize his entrance music. The trumpet sounds in The Time Is Now come from The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, a track released in 1974. This context helps clarify the elements of his iconic theme song. WWE was heavily invested in Cena, changing championship designs, promoting him across media platforms, and fostering his rapid ascent to fame. Just 3 years prior, Cena was on the rise, building his brand while serving as a positive role model for youth and military personnel. He had truly arrived. However, this transformation began during his time on SmackDown. Cena was drafted to what WWE promoted as their flagship show, Monday Night Raw, becoming the first overall pick in the 2005 WWE Draft. He performed his music live and engaged in feuds with Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle during the summer and fall. In his feud with Angle, he added the STF as a finishing move. As Cena faced the very opponent he started with, his persona began to shift. Although he was the WWE champion, the version of Cena that fans adored was evolving. His no-nonsense attitude, raps, and rebellious spirit endeared him to audiences, but after moving to Raw, he began receiving boos from fans who felt he was losing his authenticity. Many believed he was shedding the qualities that initially captivated fans. While Cena remained a significant figure, early signs of a character divide began to emerge around mid-2005. Perhaps it was simply too much, too soon. As the hero in storylines, he faced light boos during matches against Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle, yet he persisted. In early 2006, Cena participated in a challenging Elimination Chamber match at New Year's Revolution, where he encountered his ultimate rival, Edge. Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank on Cena, ending his first title reign at 280 days. This rivalry would become one of the most memorable and personal in wrestling history, marked by thrilling matches and intense drama. 3 weeks later, Cena reclaimed his title from Edge, intensifying the divide among his detractors. As WrestleMania 22 approached, Cena clashed with Triple H, who was positioned as the antagonist, yet resentment towards Cena continued to simmer. The company was reaping the benefits of Cena's merchandise sales and his media presence. At WrestleMania 22, Cena defeated Triple H to retain his WWE title, but lost it to RVD at One Night Stand 2006, where he faced intense hostility from the crowd. Signs proclaiming, "If Cena wins, we riot," illustrated the dramatic shift in fan sentiment. In just 1 year, Cena had transformed from a universally adored figure to a polarizing star, eliciting both cheers and boos from the audience.
Despite the mixed reactions, Cena remained steadfast. His character evolved into that of a patriotic American following the release of the Marine. While he had never served in the military, he held a deep respect for servicemen, often saluting as he entered the ring. Cena continued his rivalry with Edge throughout 2006, regaining the WWE title at Unforgiven in Edge's hometown, marking the beginning of a lengthy championship reign.
This victory marked the beginning of a remarkable 380-day title reign, during which he faced all challengers. He delivered memorable matches against stars like Umaga and Shawn Michaels, the latter of whom he battled at WrestleMania 23 after plans for a rematch with Triple H fell through due to an injury to Triple H, a twist of fate that worked in Cena's favor. Cena and Michaels even teamed up to win the tag team titles, followed by a classic 50-minute match in London and an exciting fatal four-way at Backlash. He managed to bring out the best in opponents like Carly, faced Bobby Lashley, and then engaged in a defining rivalry with Randy Orton. Their feud was intense and deeply personal, showcasing some of the biggest stars in WWE. They were set to clash at No Mercy 2007, but Cena suffered a shoulder injury during a match against Mr. Kennedy, tearing his right pectoral muscle. Despite this setback, he won the match and endured a post-match assault, but surgery ended his title reign, the longest in nearly 2 decades, abruptly. This marked a significant hurdle in Cena's career, just as his philanthropic efforts were gaining momentum, representing a major loss for WWE. I'll delve into his commendable community work later, but first, we need to address a tragic event from 2007. In June of that year, Chris Benoit was involved in a horrific double murder-suicide, taking the lives of himself, his son Daniel, and his wife Nancy. This incident thrust WWE into a public relations crisis, as many families distanced themselves from a product they viewed as violent. To address this, WWE decided to shift from a TV 14 rating to a PG rating, aiming for a more family-friendly image. They wanted to distance themselves from the negative perceptions and showcase WWE as a wholesome choice for families. At the forefront of this initiative was none other than John Cena, who became the face of the company's new direction. Vince McMahon recognized Cena's potential as a cash cow and ensured he had a broad array of merchandise and media appearances to promote both Cena and WWE. Cena was committed to traveling extensively and putting in long hours to support this new image. His dedication was so great that he even learned Mandarin to help WWE expand into China. This version of Cena, dubbed Super Cena, resonated with children much like Hulk Hogan did in previous eras. However, there was a growing sentiment among older fans that Cena was becoming too polished and formulaic, lacking any real flaws or challenges. Between 2009 and 2014, those years were arguably the most challenging for Cena in terms of fan reception, but we need to return to the timeline. On January 27, 2008, Cena had not yet returned from his injury. As the Royal Rumble approached, anticipation built for the final entrant. To everyone's surprise, when The Time Is Now played, Cena emerged to a thunderous ovation, even winning his first Royal Rumble. He was set to challenge for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 24 against Randy Orton and Triple H, but he didn't achieve the title just yet. In the spring, Cena reignited his feud with JBL, and in the summer, he faced off against Batista. After losing at SummerSlam, Cena dealt with another injury, a herniated disc in his neck that sidelined him for 3 months. He made a triumphant return in his hometown of Boston for Survivor Series, defeating Chris Jericho to capture the World Heavyweight Championship for the first time. Guess who he lost that title to? None other than Edge. Now, in 2009, the landscape had changed significantly. Cena's catchphrases became heavily marketed: never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect, and you want some? Come get some. The once bullied kid was now using his platform for good, appearing on talk shows and in magazines, cementing his mainstream status. At WrestleMania 25, Cena regained the World Heavyweight Championship, and he would continue to swap the WWE title with Randy Orton throughout the year. By the end of 2009, his tally had reached 7 world titles. At the Elimination Chamber in 2010, he secured his 8th title and headed into WrestleMania 26, where he faced Batista again. Cena emerged victorious, reclaiming the WWE Championship. As the spring rolled on, WWE's roster began to thin out,
with major talents like Shawn Michaels and Batista leaving. The Nexus, a new faction of rebellious newcomers, made it their mission to target Cena. Their momentum was halted at SummerSlam 2010 when Cena pinned Team Nexus, a moment that has lived on in wrestling lore as a turning point for the group. In late 2010, Cena found himself feuding with the Nexus and their leader, Wade Barrett. Fast forward to 2011, and The Rock returned to WWE to guest host WrestleMania 27, setting the stage for a highly anticipated match with Cena at the following year's WrestleMania. This rivalry was fueled by real animosity, stemming from Cena's frustration with The Rock's departure to Hollywood.
Cena captured his 10th world title at Extreme Rules 2011 before entering a fierce feud with rising star CM Punk during the summer. Their dynamic pitted Cena's corporate persona against Punk's anti-establishment attitude, leading to a critically acclaimed match at Money in the Bank where Cena lost the title to Punk. Cena would later reclaim the championship from Rey Mysterio, setting up an undisputed title match at SummerSlam against Punk. By the end of 2011, Cena teamed up with The Rock at Survivor Series, while his merchandise continued to fly off the shelves. Despite his overwhelming popularity, calls for a character change persisted throughout the year. The narrative of 2007 faded as Cena became the face of WWE's global expansion. The monumental match between Cena and The Rock at WrestleMania 28 in April 2012 broke numerous records, although Cena would lose this encounter. The company then shifted to focus on Cena's struggles, portraying it as one of his toughest years. He faced Brock Lesnar and captured the Money in the Bank briefcase, entering into various feuds, including one with John Laurinaitis. This period saw Cena become increasingly polarizing, with the audience split between cheers and boos. Come 2013, Cena won his second Royal Rumble, setting the stage for a rematch against The Rock. This time, Cena emerged victorious, claiming his 13th world title before losing it cleanly to Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. Even after injuries and surgeries, Cena returned to capture the World Heavyweight Championship from Alberto Del Rio, leading to a unification match with Randy Orton that he ultimately lost in 2014. Cena's rivalry with Bray Wyatt showcased his resilience, and he captured his 15th world title later that year, closing in on Ric Flair's record. However, as WWE's landscape evolved, Cena began to step back to allow the next generation to rise. He captured the US title for the 4th time, experiencing a resurgence in popularity as fans began to appreciate his contributions. Cena's US Open Challenge became a highlight, and he delivered outstanding matches against various opponents. By the end of 2015, Cena's popularity soared, aided by internet memes. While he transitioned to Hollywood, he still made sporadic appearances in WWE, feuding with Bray Wyatt and returning at Money in the Bank 2021 to put over Roman Reigns, solidifying Reigns as the next top star in WWE. Cena's role in Peacemaker has garnered positive reviews, showcasing his versatility in the entertainment industry. At the time publishing this video, John Cena has returned to WWE for the last time on a farewell tour with a record-breaking 17-time world title in sight. However, with now over 20 years after his debut, Cena stands as one of the biggest stars globally. Throughout his career, Cena has participated in over 2,000 matches and appeared in more than 160 pay-per-views. He is one of only 2 wrestlers to achieve 10 or more victories at WrestleMania, leaving a lasting impression on the industry. Despite having the option to take an easier route, Cena chose to work tirelessly, dedicating himself to elevate WWE during both challenging and triumphant times. Many feel there's an irreplaceable quality to Cena's contributions. His significance to WWE is profound. He played a pivotal role in defining 2 distinct eras within the organization. His ability to generate revenue and draw audiences was remarkable, creating a polarization among fans. However, his true legacy extends beyond mere popularity. It is deeply felt outside of the wrestling ring. As one of the most influential celebrity figures, Cena has embraced the WWE brand, unlike many who distance themselves from it. He has collaborated with numerous organizations, including Make-A-Wish and the Boys and Girls Club of America, using his platform to promote positivity in a world that can feel overwhelmingly negative. His influence on a new generation of fans remains evident, and for many, Cena is an unforgettable figure in their wrestling journey. Cena exemplifies consistency, respect, and appreciation for others.
This video may provide insight, but it cannot fully capture the scale of his contributions, star power, and true essence. He is a gifted entertainer and a leader who has cultivated a remarkable legacy over 20 years. The man often referred to as the one who can't be seen has made his presence known more than any other in the industry. Ultimately, when Cena steps away from the spotlight, his legacy will endure. His journey is a testament to seizing opportunities and maximizing them. By the way, this video took a lot of time and effort to make. This channel doesn't have a single subscriber, so if you enjoyed the video, a simple subscribe would really mean a lot.